Good evening and welcome to NACTV Bigger Bingo for Wednesday, July 26, 2023, broadcasting live from Nipawin, Manitoba. Before we start bingo, I am going to read those bingo rules. Our license number is LGCA 6052 MBI 35606. Rule number 1. One ball will be drawn at the beginning of the session. This ball will be the tuning number for Game 3. Number 2. When bingo is declared on more than one number, only those who declared bingo on the earliest number called will be declared winners and eligible to win the prize. Number 3. Each bingo game will be closed when a winner or winners have called in and their cards have been verified, and it has been announced 3 times that the phone lines are open to receive your calls and the game is declared closed. No further calls will be accepted with regards to that closed bingo game. Number 4. Final win confirmation occurs when the winners present their date step sheet containing the winning card to NACTV Studio. Number 5. Prize money is split evenly among multiple winners with a minimum payout of $25. Number 6. In the event of transmitting or telephone problems which prevent continuation of play prior to the event's start or at any time during the event's duration, the game will be rescheduled or resumed on the next Wednesday night. Players will keep their cards for the following Wednesday and they will be accepted. If a player is unable to play the following Wednesday, they may exchange their cards at NACTV Studio for a future game. Please check the nactv.tv website or call the office for confirmation of the games to be played. Number 7. Game 1 is played to a blackout on the gold cards. Jackpot in 50 numbers or less is a minimum of $1,000. After 50 numbers, Game 1 continues to a blackout for a $100 consolation prize. Number 8. Games 2 and 3 are played on the colored cards, which are purple tonight. Game 2, the X game, has $150 available to be won. Game 3, which continues on from Game 2, is a blackout. Jackpot in 52 numbers or less is a minimum of $500. After 52 numbers, Game 3 continues to a blackout for a $100 consolation prize. And number 9. If Game 3 is won with the tuning ball number drawn at the beginning of the session, the winner will receive either the jackpot or the consolation prize as well as the tuning pot. Okay, good luck to everyone, and we will now start our bingo by finding out what our tuning number is. So the tuning number, we're not playing yet. The tuning number is N43. That's our tuning number. We're not quite playing Game 1 yet. And 43. Okay. Now let's get started on Game 1 on the gold colored cards. Jackpot of $16,366. Looking for a blackout in 50 numbers or less to claim that prize. Your first number on the gold colored cards is under the 061. 061. Under the G50. G50. Under the B5, B5. Under the 067, 067. Under the N37, N37. Under the B9, B9. Under the G46, G46. Under the N31, N31. Under the N39, N39. Under the G57, G57. Under the B2, B2. Under the N33, N33. Under the B1, B1. Under the I-19, I-19. Under the O62, O62. Under the I-30, I-30. Under the B10, B10. Under the O63, O63. Under the I-21, I-21. Under the O70, O70. Under the B4, B4. Under the G55, G55. Under the N45, N45. Under the I-25, I-25. Under the O-71, O-71. Under the G47, G47. Under the N38, N38. Under the I-24, I-24. Under the O-69, O-69. Under the N34, N34. Under the I-17, I-17. Under the N44, N44. Under the O-72, O-72. Under the G49, G49. Under the G53, G53. Under the B11, B11. Under the I-23, I-23. Under the G54, G54. Under the O65, O65. Under the N35, N35. Under the N42, N42. Under the O66, O66. Under the G51, G51. Under the G52, G52. Under the I22, I22. Under the N40, N40. Under the O74, O74. Under the O73, O73. Under the B6, B6. Under the I27, I27. And that is your 50th number, so we'll pause here for 2.5 minutes and see if anybody can claim that jackpot of $16,366. And while we're waiting, I'm going to read the community announcements that we have tonight. So Touchwood Park's 27th Annual Charity Golf Tournament is on Monday, July 31st. They're raising funds for an accessible playground. A new one we have is the Beautiful Plains Museum. Is now, well, has been open for the season for a while now. They have an extensive collection of local historical items and plenty of interesting information about the Nipawin region. The museum is located in the former railway station at 91 Hamilton Street, Nipawin. Operating hours are from 9 to 5, Tuesday to Saturday, and 1 to 5 on Sundays. For tours outside of normal hours, you can call the 204-212-2723 or 204-476-2687. And I'm sure that phone number can also be found when you Google the Beautiful Plains Museum. There's a community meal program. It's delicious, nutritious home-cooked meals and dessert that's available Tuesday to Friday. Available for pickup at the Yellowhead Manor Kitchen, or they also deliver to the Elks Manor, Howden Place, Aspen Lee, Kinsman Courts, and Hamilton Place. Cost is $11. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. And for the third and final time, both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any calls, I declare this game closed, and we'll move on to the consolation round for game 1 for $100 for a prize. The next number on the gold colored cards is under the 075. 075. Under the B12, B12. Under the N41, N41. Under the I16, I16. Under the I26, I26. Under the O64, O64. Under the N36, N36. Under the I20, I20. Under the B14, B14. Under the G60, G60. Under the B15, B15. And we have a caller, so that this number in the hoop is not valid.
Okay, what is the number in the middle of the card? Okay, and what number did she leave the one? B15? Okay, that's the last number.
So valid bingo on B15 at this point in time. We have a valid bingo on B15. We do have the other phone line. Somebody's called in on it. So we will find out if they bingoed an earlier number or on B15 as well.
Repeat that. 1, 2, 4, 6. And B15. Okay.
2 valid winners on B15.
Is that bingo?
Yes. We now have 2 valid bingos on B15, so we'll get the information from those people.
Okay. 87.
And then we'll have phone lines that are open. Right now they're not. We don't have any phone lines open right now. We have callers on both of them.
That's the constellation. And what is the name?
Yeah, I'm going to continue on with the community announcements. Evergreen Environmental Technologies Waste Facility plus Recycling Depot. It's open from Monday to Friday, 8 to 4, and Saturday, 8 to 3. The next time they are closed on one of those days will be on August 7th for the long weekend. For more information, you can go to their website or Facebook.
Okay, congratulations.
Okay, we now have a phone line open to receive your calls. There is one phone line open now. So I'll start my timer for 2.5 minutes.
And what is your name?
So after this game, we'll be moving on to our purple colored cards. We will play the letter X first, which is a prize of $150. Then we'll have a carry-on game to game 3 for a blackout of 52 numbers for a jackpot of $6,613 in 52 numbers or less. The toonie number is N43. The toonie pot is 3,391, and we sold 107 cards last week. We do have one phone line open to receive your calls. One phone line is open. And here in Nipawin, bingo packages can be purchased at Harris Pharmacy, Tim Tom Asian Grocery, Rocking Animal House, Touchwood Park, and Nipawin Legion. For Kinsman Courts residents, they can purchase bingo packages at Kinsman Courts too, as well as you can get bingo packages here at the station at NACTV, and we can take debit, credit, check here, and you can also order packages for weeks in the future, so you could order a month's supply of cards from the station.
First name is Sharon. Okay. And Nipawin?
There is still one phone line open to receive your calls. One phone line is open, and we're still getting information from. Find out who our second winner is tonight. So far, we have 2 winners
Phone number.
on that last number called of B15.
5938. Okay, congratulations.
Okay, we now have both phone lines open to receive your calls. Both phone lines are open.
Can you read my writing?
Okay, for the third and final time, the phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed, and we'll move on to our letter X game. But first, let's find out our winners for Bonanza Consolation. It was Olive Boersma of Nipawin purchasing the cards at Kinsman Courts 2, and Sharon Padfield of Nipawin purchasing the cards at Touchwood Park. Congratulations to Olive and Sharon. Okay, we are going to go on to those purple colored cards. For a prize of $150 if you get the letter X first. The first number on those purple colored cards is under the 072. 072. Under the G50, G50. Under the G49, G49. Under the I-17, I-17. Under the I-16, I-16. Under the B-15, B-15. Under the O-74, O-74. Under the G56, G56. Under the N31, N31. Under the N45, N45. Under the B6, B6. Under the I-25, I-25. Under the I-21, I-21. Under the N39, N39. Under the G57, G57. Under the N37, N37. Under the O75, O75. Under the B14, B14. Under the O67, O67. Under the G48, G48. Under the B8, B8. Under the G60, G60. Under the B5, B5. Under the I-24, I-24. Under the G52, G52. Under the G55, G55. Under the N40, N40. Under the B3, B3. Under the I-23, I-23. Under the N44, N44. Under the O68, O68. Under the O71, O71. Under the G59, G59. Under the N43, N43. Under the G47, G47. So I did call that number, but we also have a caller.
G59. Okay,
Uh,
and
So it'll be one number back. There's somebody bingoed on G59 from the sounds of it.
2, 4, 8, 7. G59, which is 3 numbers back.
Oh, 3 numbers back. Okay, let me see the form then just to make sure. What am I on? G47? G47 and 43. Yeah, G59, 3 numbers back, so valid bingo on G59.
Is that a bingo?
Yeah.
Okay, that's bingo. Just hang on. Bigger bingo.
And,
Okay, what number did you bingo on?
okay, so that's a valid bingo.
Okay, because we just had somebody call and they bingoed on G59.
So G59 is the 3rd number back that has been bingoed on for a valid bingo.
Okay.
And both phone, oh no, we have one phone line open to receive your calls. One phone line is open. And the tuning number was just called as well. So tuning number of N43 was called, so the tuning pot will grow.
Nipua. And what is your phone number?
The following businesses have donated to NACTV for the 2023 year. That's the Beautiful Plains School Division, Clark's Funeral Home, Century 21, Hillary Electric, Step Into Action, Suregrove, Nippon District Wildlife Association, Pyramid Collision, Safeway, Elks Manor Tenant Association, Nipua United Church, White's Funeral Home, and the Rotary Club of Nipua. We thank them for their support. We also thank all our bingos for their support for playing bingo with us on Wednesday nights. Okay, we now have 2 phone lines open to receive your calls. 2 phone lines are open. So after this game, we will be staying on those purple colored cards, but we'll be looking for a blackout in 52 numbers, and the pot for that will be $6,613. Again, the tuning pot number of N34 was called 2 numbers back, and the tuning pot will then grow from its $3,391, and we sold 107 cards last week. We still have a little bit of time for the timer to count down. Wait and see if anybody else is going to win the letter X game. So far we have 1 winner, and we do have both phone lines open. Okay, for the 3rd and final time, the phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed, and we'll move on to a blackout of 52 numbers for a pot of $6,613. Okay, why did that not work? Okay, there we go. There's the jackpot value. And our winner on the big X was Tanis Brown of Nipua, and purchased the cards at NACTV station. Congratulations to Tanis. Okay, let's go into our last game. I'm playing on those purple cards still. Next number will be under the B2. B2. Under the G58, G58. Under the B7, B7. Under the B1, B1. Under the O62, O62. Under the B13, B13. Under the O64, O64. Under the B11, B11. Under the O61, O61. Under the N41, N41. Under the G51, G51. Under the G46, G46. Under the O63, O63. Under the I-19, I-19. Under the I-18, I-18. Under the G53, G53. Under the O69, O69. And that is your 50-second number, so we'll pause here for 2.5 minutes, see if anybody can claim jackpot of $6,613. Phone number is 204-476-2639. Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. And I'm going to repeat the Beautiful Plains Museum community announcement since this is the first time I'm reading it. The Beautiful Plains Museum is open for this season. They have an extensive collection of local historical items and plenty of interesting information about the Nipawin region. The museum is located in the former railway station at 91 Hamilton Street, Nipawin. Their operating hours are from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tuesday to Saturday, and 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Sundays. For tours outside of normal hours, you can call 204-212-2723 or 204-476-2687. And we're just gonna wait in some silence for our timer to go down to 0. And both phone lines are open to receive your calls. Okay, for the third and final time, the phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any calls, I declare this game closed, and we'll move on to the consolation round. So the next number, continuing on those purple colored cards, is under the I-29. I-29. Under the B9, B9. Under the N42, N42. Under the I-27, I-27. Under the N33, N33. Under the I-20, I-20. Under the G54, G54. Under the B12, B12. Under the N34, N34. Under the I30, I30. Under the I28, I28. Under the I22, I22, and we do have a caller. We have a couple of callers.
8285 and I30.
Is that the one number back?
3 numbers back.
Okay.
Okay. 8285 and I30.
I22, I28. Yep, I30, valid bingo, and I30, third number back.
That's a bingo?
Yes,
Okay.
I30 is a valid bingo,
Okay.
and that's 3 numbers back.
Bigger bingo. What number did you bingo on? Okay, somebody just called and they bingoed on 530, which is 1 number back. Yeah. Okay. Bye.
Okay, we now have one phone number. We now have one phone line open to receive your calls. One phone line is open to receive your calls.
Okay, that's on I30 also. Okay, just a minute. Blackout consolation. What is the number on the other card?
Oh, somebody's calling in with too many numbers.
8283 and on I30.
Which is what the other one was as well. I30, but is that what the first person called bingoed on as well? Was I30? Can't remember. Yeah, it would be.
8283 and
I22, I28. Okay, we're good with I30 still. Yes,
Okay.
of course.
Yep, that's bingo.
So we've got 2 winners on I30,
Anyways,
I30. 3 numbers back. And we still have one phone line open to receive your calls. One phone line is open.
Andrews, ANGERS, I81.
And we will be wrapping up after we find out our winners.
Oh, okay. What is your phone number? 476-3448. And where'd you buy your cards? Yes. So,
Okay, just
they're both yours.
waiting to get the information. Waiting to see if we have any other winners. We have 2 so far confirmed. Actually, it might even be the same person that won on 2 different cards.
Okay, congratulations, twice. Okay, bye.
Okay, both phone lines are now open to receive
Same
your
lady
calls.
won both of them.
Both phone lines are open to receive your calls. For the third and final time, phone lines are open to receive your calls. Not hearing any further calls, I declare this game closed, and that will wrap up tonight's game.
Bigger bingo. Where do you get the bigger cards? You can get
Okay, so our winner
buy them
was Janet Andrews on the Blackout Constellation and won on 2 cards. Purchased them at Harris Pharmacy and is from Nipua here. Okay. Recapping for tonight's games, our Bonanza Constellation was won by Olive Boersma and Sharon Padfield, both of Nipwa. One purchased their cards at Kinsman Course 2, the other at Touchwood Park. The Big X was won by Tanis Brown of Nipwa, purchased the cards at NACTV. Blackout Constellation was won by Janet Angers. She won on 2 cards, so I guess she doesn't actually have to split it with herself, of Nipwa, and purchased the winning cards at Harris Pharmacy.
On what number?
Congratulations to all our winners, and that will wrap it up for tonight. Thank you very much for playing along.
I think have you closed that game?
Yeah.